Hey everyone, so thanks for tuning in to our Q&A session. You are going to hear this little one in the back. I'm so sorry, but you know, what can you do when you're a working mom? She's playing with our dog Bella right now. Okay, so my first question is, where did you meet your husband? Now, I get a lot of questions about my husband. I'm not sure what that means, but we actually met on Tinder, and we used to tell everyone that we met at South by Southwest because we were embarrassed to tell. Okay, so the next one is, I hate my job, ... I'm also in the healthcare industry. I don't even know what I want to do and feel so confused. Most of us have been there, if not all. I have definitely been there. I will recommend that you think about your leader, your job, and then the industry that you're in. If it is just purely the job, so say you're like a nurse aide or it's labor intensive, and you don't want a labor intensive job, then look at an administrative or clerical. What are your strengths? What are you really good at? Are you a people person? Do you gain energy from being around people? Or do you like to stay to yourself? And are you a numbers driven person? And then just make strides to get into that type of role. Okay, so the next one is, I hate my job, ... I'm also in the healthcare industry. I don't even know what I want to do and feel so confused. Most of us have been there, if not all. I have definitely been there. So a temp job can help you find different assignments. And if you don't like it, you can always find something else. You're not tied down to it. That's probably the best place to find something and try a little bit of everything. Just let them know you're open to administrative work or labor intensive work or labor type work. But yeah, it could be any of those three, and just know there are lots of tools that you can use to determine what your strengths are. Okay, so next one is, where do you think your confidence and your overall openness to empower other women comes from? I love your energy, babe. Well, thank you so much. Honestly, think it's from my mom. Growing up, I used to watch her interact with other women. She used to always let me tag along, and so I would see her and her friends hang out all the time, and I would be able to hang out with them. And she's always been an advocate for supporting other women. So honestly, comes from that, and just knowing who I am and being prepared. Confidence really does come from being prepared, and that means in your job, in your personal life, just being really curious, always learning, I think really does help with building your confidence. Okay, so this one is actually from a male follower. I'm really happy and excited to have male followers too. I started this podcast to be just for women, but I think it's pretty neat that men are tuning into. It's good to get different perspectives. So this follower says that he has fibro too. He finds that it's debilitating some days, having trouble getting to work. So I would advise, and if you've already done this, great. But the first step is make sure you see your primary care physician. So if you have insurance, see a doctor, see what prescriptions are available to you. In all transparency, I take Duloxetine, which is a generic brand of Cymbalta, and it does increase your serotonin levels. I will say it does decrease stress by increasing your serotonin levels and increasing your mood or enhancing your mood. But just know I still experience body aches, but it really has helped on the mental front as far as anxiety and feeling sad. And, fibromyalgia, part of it is due to internal stressors that have not been dealt with. And so speaking to a therapist is also key. In addition to prescription, working out, cardio is the best for sore muscles and achy joints. And then also yoga, stretch. I also suggest going to your human resources department to inquire about FMLA, the Family Medical Leave Act. If you've been employed at your place of employment for 12 consecutive months, you've worked 1,250 hours, you may be eligible for job protection. So if you are having flare-ups, those days would be protected. Or if you need continuous leave in order to, maybe you're having a really rough time now and you just need some time to get better and in a good place. So just make sure that you look into those options as well. I am looking for a second job to help make ends meet, but I'm worried that it will cut into the already small amount of time I have to spend with my boo. Any advice or ideas on how to make the most of our time together? That's a really good question. And I know personally from juggling a lot of things, different projects that I'm working on, it can be really tough to have that alone time with your significant other. My husband is a football coach, and so during football season, it gets even more difficult trying to schedule that in. And yes, you really do need to schedule it. So I would advise or suggest that you speak with your significant other to see what their schedule looks like and really come up with a game plan. So maybe you'll have a weekly date night, decide, okay, Friday, maybe one week it's lunch, you'll have a lunch date. Finding time every week, making it a weekly thing to do something, and you don't necessarily need to go out on a date. You can have like a stay-at-home romantic date. You can leave him a little note, just making sure that every week you're doing something to fill his cup. And think of it as an account or a bank account. So every week you're doing something to deposit into his bank account, right? And if you can do more than one day a week, amazing. But as long as you're staying consistent and you're doing it every week, the better. I know you'll figure it out, hun. You're smart. That is it for this Q&A. I want to save a couple for the next one. I really like this. I think it's fun. Nothing too formal. Just, if you're thinking of something and you want to chat, or if there's a topic you want to talk about, please feel free to email me at alinaevans@passthewinepod.com, or shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you so much for listening, and I will check you guys next time.